people? Fox here, back with another video real quick. Um, this time I'll do the Black Ops 3 weapons and loadouts. So we'll go from pretty much from SMGs to secondaries. So like before, SMGs is good for points. Vesper is probably gonna be your best friend. It's a wall weapon, but you can also get it from the box. Pretty much most of the weapons you can get from either or, but I believe the Vesper is probably your best friend. But the Kuda is a good runner-up. Well versed, no overwhelming strengths, but no underwhelming weaknesses. Uh, Best assault rifle goes to the Man of War, in my opinion. Great damage, has a slow bit of a fire rate, but it definitely gets the job done in most of the areas. The HVK is also a good contender as well, and then I'm also giving this to the KN-44. ICR is actually not a bad choice as well, so I say it's like a viable contender to say the least. Shotguns, probably the meta of this game, and nearly all of them are good, if not all of them, but the Haymaker and the Breaker are the top two most people will take. KRM is actually pretty good, especially in the speed runs I've seen, so it could definitely keep up with the other two for sure. And the Argus is a hit or miss. I guess if you want to challenge yourself with a lever action slug round shotgun, then be my guess. LMGs are kind of the meta as well. Dingo definitely takes the cake without question. I said the BRM is like the runner up, of course. 48 Shred is actually a decent burst that actually does pretty well. And the Gorgon, well, if you want to challenge yourself with this weapon, it would be my guess. Not exactly a reliable pick, but multiplayer wise, it is the strongest. It's one of the strongest damaging weapons in the game, but slow fight rate and the iron sights does not help this weapon, and it's quite heavy too. Locust and Dracon is pretty much the go-to snipers, though the Dracon is actually really solid, especially the Goral Krovi boss fight against the dragon. That's for sure. It's also pretty good against Panzers and the Rising Drag and Origins. Also, almost insanely quick if you hit them with the headshots for sure. Although the power cord might slow them down, yeah, just go for the head. That's all you need to do. And then secondaries is pretty much whatever. But the XM53 is actually good for the Rising Drag boss fight against the Corrupted Gatekeeper. It's also pretty decent against the Thrashers and even the boss fight version of it. Yeah. Yeah, and I believe it's also pretty decent with some of the other mini bosses, but it's a hit and miss. So, but yeah, good contender. Can do some damage against some of the bosses in this game and mini bosses, but without the PhD slider, or if you don't run with danger close, you pretty much are in a high risk, high reward with this launcher. And for my Gobblegum setup, and I've been requesting for this one for so long. Oops, wrong one. I have a few of those. So this is the every map slash Zombie Chronicles one, and pretty much a chill kind of Gobblegum. Got Perkaholic, you got Shopping Spree, you got Near Death Experience, Raindrops, and Undead Man Walking. Now, some of these you can change though, but this is one of those where you want to be overpowered or some sort, or just want to have an easy time with zombies, basically. But this is also like probably one of my overall go-to setups for zombies in general. Good for like every map, whether it's Easter eggs or high rounds. And then this is the giant, since really I don't necessarily need Perkaholic, but range up is good to have that just in case. Shopper Free is good to open up all the doors near death. Although for near death, you can switch that for either self-medication or Phoenix up. Wall power is for you to have in case you decide to want to do the fly trap Easter egg or the Easter egg for this map. And then, of course, this fire cell. Hello, hey, thanks for stopping by. So for my Horizon Drake, well, it's pretty much you gave me a mod. Yeah, I did. Listen, so for the Horizon Drake, it's pretty much the same as for my every map. Although for Undead Man Walking, if I was were to switch any of them, I say I switched the. Yeah, you're welcome. I switched the last one, which is Undead Man Walking, probably for crawl space because it's good for the void bow step. Or you can switch that for Fatal Contraction because that's good against the Panzers and the Keeper boss fight. And the Girl Crovey one as well. But this is the Rising Drake we're talking about, so that can be switched to either this or that. Of course, Idle Eyes is also pretty good as well. Oops. Let's see. For Zets, I put anywhere but there because that's also a good gobble gun to have when you're trying to skip ahead for one of the cog pieces that you need because there's no normal way to get to that special location spot. And then everything else is pretty much the same. I would say that these four mega gobble gums that you see me have are going to be like possibly the go-to for every single map you play. Although if you don't have, let's just say, Perkaholic, there's always Unquenchable and Soda Fountain for that. For Shop is free. I say Profit Share might come in a clutch for near death as a replacement for a self medication or Phoenix up are also good. Aftertaste sometimes come in a clutch. And then for raindrops, I say own the house or any other power up perks that you could possibly have. This is my girl Trophy. Now, Idle Eyes is there for boss fights, basically the boss fight Easter egg. You can also switch that for Undead Man Walking or let's see, Undead Man Walking or Idle Eyes. Pretty much, you can switch it for either anything that helps slows down or have the zombies be distracted. Basically, does come very helpful in that situation. And then Revelations is pretty much the same thing. Although I have Idle Eyes for that as well, for the simple fact that it's good against the Shadow Man boss fight for that. And then this is my Shadows of Evil. Now the only one that add in this is Fear and Headlights. Fear and Headlights is good for the flag step, and it's also somewhat good for the boss fight against the Shadow Man on that one as well. Now, not yeah, but most of these are the same. But I am also giving some ideas and recommendations on the ones you can switch out for it. And then I could add like a challenge yourself gobble gum, but that's a person's personal pick, though. But yeah. There are also some other secretly good ones that might come in clutch, like cashback if you want to switch that for like raindrops, or pop shocks if you want to like instantly kill the magwars or the panzers within just a single knife hit. Uh, Emulation liquidation if you want to replace the fire sales. Let's see. Aftertaste comes in pretty much clutch too, like I said before. Oh yeah, extra credits also pretty a good pick. Now, Temporal Gift, it's a good gobble gum, but I find it very interesting that it's not used as much. It is actually supposed to allow power ups to last longer. So, like double points, insta kills, stuff like that would make it longer. So, yeah, just a little point out. Round robins. Now, this is good for like if you're playing on the moon or some other maps. Like, this is a good shortcut if you want to like go to the high rounds. So, that's an option for you right there. And for any of the classics, I'd say anywhere but here, Cauldrons, In Plain Sight might come in clutch. Impatient if you try to get back in and around earlier. Armed Grace. I believe Fire on All Cylinders is pretty good for what I heard. Danger Closeness is also pretty. This is also pretty good too. And yeah, I believe that's really it. I think that's all I have for both the Gobblegums and weapons. I will be doing another one pretty soon as well. That one will pretty much be the I think IWs. I might do next on weapons. That's good. So yeah. But other than that, thank y'all for watching this one, and I'll see y'all soon.